Welcome back. I'm Matthew, aka EZBOT, and today I want to share with you something kind of ridiculous that I did, and that was me attempting to build a vocoder in my Octatrack. The sounds that I've gotten from it so far are fun. The project was fun. It was a bit tedious, but the fruit from it was a learning experience. So what I did is I took 7 through tracks, 7 comb filters, and then a master track, and I found that it sounds the best with percussion sounds because they're kind of atonal. It's hard to hear a pitch with a lot of percussive sounds, and the comb filter kind of just resonates those hits or those pings, so to speak, and it sounds really good. Let me give you a demonstration of that. So I just have some drums coming from one of my projects that I'm currently working on, and I have all the melodic content taken out, so it's just the drums. So here it is. I'll play a couple different drum patterns so you can get the idea. Right now, the way I have it set up is if I go to the scene, I have all these chords set up on scenes. These are vocoder chords, drum coder chords. That's kind of what I'm thinking of it as. Let me just give you a demonstration. So here's a dry sound. I know there's a bass line there, but those bass notes, they're gonna just vanish. It's just gonna be the percussive side of that bass line that you hear, which is that kind of FME warble sound. So here's the first one. Cool, right? Another chord. And another. You may be able to tell that a lot of them are in different parts of your ear, if you're wearing headphones especially, and that's because I've panned them all. So starting here, it's panned all the way to the far left, and as you move through the tracks, it goes dead center on track 4 and 5, and then it goes dead center on track 4, I'm sorry. It starts working its way to the far right, starting on track 5. I would love to know what people think about this, or if there's any value in it at all, and I'll kind of just demonstrate us making our own new chord together, and then we'll sample that chord, or I'll show you how to sample that chord. Let me find a new sound to work with. Here we go. I'm gonna take this one, I'm gonna copy this scene, paste it here, and now we're gonna alter some of the notes here. So I just hold this down and I just changed it on the vocoder. All of these sounds you hear, they have 7-note chords. If you want to have it ring out more or be more prominent, turn up the feedback. Too much feedback, it'll sound a little crazy. Let's go down an octave with that one. Two octaves. Cool, so that's our new chord. I think it sounds pretty great. It's like a groove unto itself. What's kind of cool about this idea is that once you sample it, let me show you how to sample it too. But once you sample it, you save that sample and you just add it to your project. So say you were working with a project that sounds like, and you want to get some melodic content, all you have is a drum kit. Well, there you go. Now you have something that's totally rhythmic and it works with your pattern 100%, right? So you can save this sample, or you can even sample it onto your Digitac or onto another sampler, or just create a new sample track on your Octatrack and start working there. I think it's a cool way to get some inspiration. I've also added it to my performance template. If those of you who are familiar with the performance template that I've created, and you can download off my Patreon, This is on pattern 4 of bank 1, so feel free to play with it and make some samples. Okay, let me show you how to sample using all through machines and a master track. It's really very simple. So just go to your master track, make sure that your recording settings are set up correctly. So we want to record mains or track 8, either way. We'll just leave it on mains. Record length, whatever you want it to be. I have my record on trig hold, so it doesn't matter what the record length is because I'm just going to hold down the record button and record for as long as I need to. Because I'm trying to make one-shot samples usually with these kind of things. But you could do a quantized recording of this and build a whole track around it, and that's super useful as well. Okay, so once you have your settings looking like these, all you have to do is go into your scene, run some sounds through it, and then just, we want to record the internal sounds, so let's use int or record 3. You can see that it's recording, even though it is a master track. All right, so we got our recording. Here's in our audio editor, it's already here. We can't actually listen to it, and you might find that your audio editor doesn't do this. You're not going to jump straight into this. So to get to this setting here, hold function, hit record 3, and then do edit this recording, and that's what's going to bring up a new version of your recording. That's how you find your recordings. Function yes won't audition it because master tracks don't play back audio, they just pass audio through. Same with these through tracks. So if you want to actually hear this recording, you're going to have to save it and open it on a static or on a flex track. And anyway, pretty cool, right? So you can actually record onto a through track if you wanted to. Let me show you. So I will set this up to do a trig hold as well, and we'll just leave everything the way it is. So we're on a through track, and I'm going to record real quick. See the little plus symbol? So it's working. Okay, so we want to go into our recording. We go to the audio editor. Doesn't let us go to the audio editor, right? So go into record 3 and hit edit this recording. There's our audio editor, and there's our recording. Again, you can't really audition it, even though it is playing it back, but we're not able to hear it. So you'd have to listen to it, again, in a static or a flex track. But that is how you can resample or record on literally any track. Pretty cool. So you can use that on any of your projects. So if you have like a really dope loop or something and you're just using your Octatrack as a mixer, you can actually record that loop without using a flex track if you were just using like all neighbors or through tracks. Fun stuff. Octatrack, very powerful. That's going to be my slogan. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little presentation on my Octatrack Vocoder, drum coder, whatever the hell it is. Actually took a really long time to build, I'm not gonna lie, it took a long time. Getting the gain settings for each one of these tracks because the audio is compounding on each one of these through tracks, so it gets a little tricky to make it match the incoming audio. Let me give you an example. Right, so we have this gain level right now, and it's matching it relatively closely. That took a long time, and trust me, that took a long time with 7 tracks and the master track, dialing in all of those comb filters. Yeah, so I honestly don't know if I recommend somebody building this because it's just a time suck unless you're like me and you just totally nerd out and seeing like how far you can push the limits of pieces of gear that you fall in love with. I happen to be one of those people. Anyhow, I'm Matthew. I'll catch you guys later.